Hello, everyone. This is Samak, and welcome to the Be Brilliant Everyday Show. Today, we are talking about STEM education and how Robothink is helping kids in UK achieve that level of education. And on the call today, I have none other than Nitin Tekchandani. He's the master licenser for Robothink. But before we go ahead, don't forget to click on the subscribe button and leave us your comments on the back of this interview. Nitin, welcome to the show. And why don't you just give a quick introduction as to what Robothink is about and where you guys originated?
Thank you, Samak. Thanks for the opportunity. First of all, it's a pleasure to be on this platform with you, speaking to you. As you mentioned, Robothink is an education service company, and we educate young children with robotics and coding. And we encourage developing certain skills in young kids like logical thinking, critical thinking, problem solving, which are really important in the 21st century.
Great. You're the master license owner. Talk to me about the spread of Robothink and also on the back of that STEM education across UK. So how big is the franchise today and what are your plans for the future?
Absolutely. So, Robothink is growing very quickly across the world. Now we are present in about 24 locations. We work with over 50,000 kids every single day. More than 160 mobile locations are operating across the world. In the UK itself, we started off in the middle of COVID. There were a lot of restrictions during the lockdown period, but over the last 1 year, we have seen a tremendous amount of growth. In Northwest London area, we cover about 30 odd schools, working with 600-700 kids every single week. So definitely there is a lot of interest from parents and from the government alike to push for STEM education. There's a shortage of skills in this area.
Okay. And for the viewers listening in, can you just talk to us about STEM education? What exactly is STEM education?
Yeah, absolutely. So look, a number of people might be aware, or your viewers might be aware, that STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and maths. However, it is not the actual subjects like we teach in school: science, engineering, maths. It's not that. STEM is just a discipline. Like we got the highway code for our road users to drive a car. And highway code is just a set of rules how to drive the car on the road. Okay. It does not actually teach you how to drive a car, but it gives you a set of rules that this is what you need to follow when you drive a car. Exactly in the same way, STEM does not teach you science, technology, engineering, or maths. What it does is it gives you a set of rules. It's a guidance in the way you should think, in the way you should approach a problem. Okay, and that is what is STEM education. So you need a tool like a car to drive on the road. In the same way, you need a tool for learning skills for STEM education. And the tools that we use is robotics and coding.
Fantastic. And let's talk about that. I visited your head office in Stanmore, out here in the Greater London. I've seen the different kind of, I think, units of the toys. I think they look pretty much like. Can you so for the parents listening in also, what are the kids? What's the kind of experience that kids are going to get when they come into yours? And what are those characters also behind on what they mean?
Yeah, these are a family of characters. Each of them have got different characteristics. But like yourself, a lot of people compare us to Lego. Okay. Now, there is a key differentiation between Lego and us, and I would like to point that out.
Sure.
First thing is all our bricks are manufactured by us, right? And these have been developed by childhood education specialists with a huge amount of research. We are not a retail brand like Lego. We do not make our money by selling retail kit. We do not capitalize on the industry like Marvel Comics or something like that. What we are into is we are in the education service. We want to educate children. Okay, hence we have created these tools, and our curriculum is extremely vast and quite detailed to enable kids to develop those skills. We make use of only 3 pieces to do all the build work. And the reason for this is to make it simple, to have simplicity in the entire program so that kids can use their imagination, their creativity, and so on and so forth, right? So the pieces that we use is a heavy cell, light cell, and a special cell. I don't have it to hand, but I would like to show it at some point.
Sure.
Your viewers are more than welcome to come down to our head office in Stanmore.
Yep.
So that is what it is. Yeah.
Okay. And so talk to me about the different levels of classes that are there, right? So I know you had some summer camps. What's the difference between the summer camp and also you're talking about the different levels when they do, I think it's a weekly activity that they do. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Yes, that is correct. Right. So at every level, kids come to us and they develop skills. Okay.
Hmm.
Sometimes kids come to us as a group, which typically happens in an after-school club or it happens in a holiday camp period,
Right.
where we are running the same class or the same theme throughout the week for children who have come to us. Now, what we are trying to develop in that week is team building skill, confidence, entrepreneurship skills, and so on and so forth, right? So the skills that they develop are different.
Right.
Versus when a child comes to us to joins us on a structured learning program, which goes from junior engineer to master engineer, kids come to us on a weekly basis. And every week they have got a different challenge that they try to accomplish. And by those challenges, they develop certain skills
Right.
like problem solving, logical thinking, spatial awareness, critical thinking, those kind of skills. So though those two programs are different, they focus on different skill areas.
Understood. Understood. And also, I know you're in the top end of the conversation. You mentioned you have mobile units as well as office. So what do mobile mean? Do you go to our schools, halls or something?
So that is correct. So our franchise offering has got it has got one of the unique features that you don't need to invest all your capital expenditure on day one. You can
Right.
start the business straight away by running it as a mobile center. Build your customer base. Get to know schools, work with schools, church halls, and so on and so forth. Use those as temporary venues.
Hmm.
And once you have got popular within an area, once people have started using your services, you can then look for a retail center to
All
scale
right.
up there. Because retail center gives a number of advantages, and though there is a bit of cost involved,
Hmm.
but it definitely becomes a base for learning. You can do a number of more activities, like you can host birthday parties at a retail center, or you could do events and competitions, inter-school competitions, school visits. So many other things can be done if you have a retail center. But you can definitely kickstart your business from a mobile location without the heavy capital investment.
Brilliant. And so let's talk about that part of it, right? The franchise. Let's say somebody wants to become a franchise owner for Robothink.
Mhm.
How do they go about doing that, and what kind of what kind of qualifications does one need?
Right. So first of all, becoming a Robothink franchise, we are extremely selective. We are a very passionate group of individuals. We don't award a Robothink franchise to anybody who comes to us and inquires us for a franchisee. Okay.
Sure.
What we look for is we are looking for a person who is equally passionate about education, is interested in giving back to the community, and is willing to work with young children. Right. There are certain type of people who come to us who are group of investors who have got enough business experience and they are happy to put down a team of passionate individuals to run the business. Okay, that is
Right.
absolutely fine. Okay, it is not somebody who's got the money and who's got multiple businesses and who doesn't have the time to give to the business.
Sure.
Unfortunately, does not qualify for a Robothink franchise. So we are extremely selective in that, and that is one of the reasons we are not growing or not pushing out into all the areas at a speed which we can with digital marketing in today's day and world. Yeah.
Got it. And on the franchise part, is it territory based? How is your
Yeah.
franchise?
So our franchisee structure is based on a territory, okay, and we allocate a number of schools within a territory and certain number of kids from the age group of 6 to 11 years old within the territory. Okay, so it's evenly spread, irrespective of the location that you are applying for a franchisee.
Right.
It is not based on distance. It is based on the number of schools and the number of kids within that territory. So everyone has got a like for like share of the pie, if you like.
Brilliant. And so let's flip back now to parents and kids, right? They're coming out here. So generally, I believe you also have after school clubs running alongside in schools. And what are some of your most challenging moments you had starting off this business?
I think the biggest challenge is all the schools finish at the same time.
Right. Okay.
Okay, right? There's a lot of traffic on the road, right? making sure that the staff gets there on time and the kit that we require for robotics is delivered on time to a school
Sure.
is one of our challenges. So it's more of a logistical challenge. However, from a staffing point of view, we constantly recruit youngsters who are very enthusiastic, very fun. They enjoy working in the tech environment. They enjoy working with robots and they enjoy working with kids.
Okay.
So it's a very fulfilling job for a number of youngsters that we have been working with. And they're quite proud to be a part of our team. And we are constantly recruiting. So if any of the viewers would like their kids to come in and get some work experience, please feel free to get in touch.
Yep. And just a bit of background on yourself, Nitin. Who influenced you to get into Robothink and what was the driver?
That's a very interesting question. So I think there were a number of factors that led me towards Robothink. Okay, it's never a decision like an on-off switch, right?
Sure.
I've been a cybersecurity consultant for most of my life. I've worked with many multinational companies like BBC, Marks and Spencer's, Tesco's, NHS, right? Now, what in my entire career, what I experienced is there is a shortage of skill set of right people with the right attitude to be able to solve a problem. This is something that I wanted to teach my own son, and he was about 9 years old. We both are big fans of Harry Potter, so I managed to get him a Harry Potter wand.
Right.
Yeah, which could do some sort of coding. And when we came back, more than him, I was interested in opening the product and working with him. Unfortunately, my busy lifestyle meant that I couldn't spend enough time with him.
Mhm.
One fine day, I gave him a go ahead to do it. And he opened it and he said, "Dad, I love coding. I can do this, I can do that." And I said, "Wow, you love coding? Let me put you into a Python class." Like any parent. And when I did that, he comes back a few days later, says that I hate coding. It's not good. It is scripting and it is this. I spoke to his instructor, and the thing is, he's quite young. He's not going for a job interview. Though he's learning coding the right way,
Yep.
I realized that coding is not important because it is just a language. What is more important is for him to learn how to communicate through code. Okay, to make the magic moments with the wand that he was making. Okay, that led to research, and that led to me coming across multiple organizations that are into STEM education.
Mhm.
And I decided to set up on Robothink because Robothink clearly had education as their first priority for children. And when I first got the Robothink kit for my son, they were excited and they could make creative things just using their imagination. Okay, so one thing led to another, and then I decided that it is time to give back to the community, get more young people inspired, so that it can help the situation long term in the UK, get better problem solvers working in the future, and that's how I got into robotics.
Brilliant. And what's your biggest success story you've seen with some of the with any of the kids passing through Robothink?
I think the biggest success is when a child smiles. When a child who is shy, when they first come in and they're hiding behind their parents, and after a few weeks at Robothink, they can go and they can explain their parents what sort of robot they have made. They can talk in front of the whole class. It's really a proud moment for us because it has changed the characteristics of a child. It has changed the way they behave, the way they interact with society, and it is such a big achievement. So every single child that we make smile, every single child that realizes their dream is a success moment for us.
Brilliant. And what are some of the myths you've seen about Robothink or STEM education that from the parents or the children that have come to you?
Right. I think that's a very good question, Simak. The thing is, it's always the glass is half full. Right. The most difficult part for us is educating parents. Parents come in with an expectation. Oh, you're a coding class. Why don't you teach coding to my child? You're a robotic, right? The whole idea is it's about skill development. Okay. For example, if you want to teach balancing, right, you're going to give a child a bicycle, which is the tool. Okay. And you don't expect the child to learn balancing in one day. You give it time, you nurture it, right? And the child takes time.
Yep.
Once the child learns balancing, that balancing becomes a cross-transferable skill. Okay, they can do balancing in skiing, waterboarding, whatever they do in their life.
Yep.
Also, once they are confident with balancing, they can learn to do wheelie, right? They can learn to do many activities with that. In the same way, what we are trying to teach is we are trying to develop those skills. Instead of the bicycle, we are using the robotics, the robots and this, and coding. But what we are not doing is teaching them the language of coding. We are teaching them what coding really means, what it means
Right.
to interact or solve a problem, writing a code to solve a problem using a robot. Okay, so that is the experience that we are giving to a child. And that is what is the most challenging part to explain to a parent, that why it takes time. The results are time driven, but over a period of time, parents can see wonderful results, and kids really have fun while they are doing our programs.
Good, sir. And let's talk about competition. What's your opinion on competition right now in your space?
To be honest, I don't think so. Competition is something that we worry about, okay? Because what we focus on is the result, right? Our main focus is on educating kids. And we are extremely confident that we do not rely upon market products like whatever is in, maybe, I don't know, Roblox, Minecraft. We don't rely on any of those products, right? What we rely on is our education research, right? On our own curriculum, with our own products, with our own coding software, to ensure that we can deliver the level of education to every single child. There is not anybody else in the market who manufactures their own product and has got their own curriculum. Everyone has a dependency either on Lego or a third-party software like Roblox or Minecraft. Okay, but we do not have that. So we are extremely focused on education, and there's no one in the market. That's why we are in so many countries, I think.
Brilliant. And just lastly, if what's one piece of advice you'll give someone who's listening in and wants to take up a franchise with Robothink?
Well, it's a good franchise opportunity. However, only do it if you are passionate about education. You want to give something back to the community. It's a wonderful feeling, when you can give something back. Okay.
Sure.
And one piece of advice to parents would be is do not think about coding and those kind of things, whether your child might not be doing coding. In the 21st century, we are going to touch coding at some point or the other. The world is driven with artificial intelligence, robotics, coding, and so on and so forth. So no matter what field your child selects, okay, they will be interacting with some piece of technology. And the sooner they start interacting with technology, understanding and being more creative with their solutions, the better it's going to be for them in the long term.
Okay, understood. Brilliant. And what does Nitin and Robothink do to be brilliant every day?
What do we do every day? We come up with a smile. We are enthusiastic. We are looking forward to work with kids and make every single child smile. So we have got a dream to fulfill. Every child is born with unlimited potential. It is our dream to unlock that potential. Okay, brilliant. So as long as we can do that every single day, we are happy.
Okay, good. So, and I believe we're going to have a term break soon in a few weeks' time. What are the kind of camps you're having right now, and when are they starting?
So right now we will be doing a February half-term holiday camp. It's a robotics camp. That will be happening during the Feb half-term week. I'll have to check the dates on that.
That's fine.
Yeah. So whichever is the half-term week. So we are going to do that. We are running that from multiple locations now.
Okay.
We intend to do that from Southgate, Ashmole School in Southgate. We are going to be doing it from Hornsey. We are going to do it from Stanmore. We are looking at more locations in Northwood and Pinner,
Right.
And we are also doing it from St. Nicholas in L Street. So there are a few locations.
Brilliant. Nitin, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today. Thank you very much.
Likewise. Thank you very much.